You are the most unique being in this world because God chose you. You are exceptional and endowed with absolute power. Never forget that God selects only the top 1%, the chosen ones. You are among that 1%. By commenting 77, you affirm your status as one of the chosen and remind others to learn from you. Like a torch shining in the darkness, you illuminate existence with the pure force of truth. Carefully crafted illusions unravel under the clarity of your gaze. Those who think they can stand against your plans are, in reality, lost within their own labyrinths. The systems they've built are far too fragile to withstand your path. They know who you are, the ones who transcend limits, who reject imposed chains, and who move forward with the flame of inner freedom. The mechanisms of control that envelop the world are not limited to technological tools. They form a network aimed at suppressing souls. Invisible fingers reach into the depths of minds, probing thoughts and steering emotions. Yet your thoughts remain untouchable. Your will, forged through resistance, shapes its own path. This light is nourished not only by human strength, but by the presence of cosmic protection. No tool can penetrate the depths of a soul touched by divine power. The surveillance world has transformed into boundless control under the guise of technology. Not only the visible, but also the hidden, now falls under observation. Every step, every moment becomes a stream of data within their complex systems. However, this data seeks not only to track your actions, but to decode your intentions. To them, every piece of information is a key, and every key is a chain. The tools purported to simplify your life instead trap you deeper within an intricate web of surveillance. The allure of smart technologies has morphed daily life into a maze of observation. Every device you use silently functions as an agent to monitor and interpret your actions. Glowing screens infiltrate your living spaces, casting unseen shadows. These tools, which promise unique freedom, in reality record every step you take, transforming into rings of control. The convenience of connectivity blurs the boundaries of freedom. In a world where everything is laid bare, the divine spark within you carries the infinite power of truth, trapped within the darkness. What was once a tranquil space to grow and freely shape your thoughts is now under silent but relentless surveillance. Every step you take, every quiet moment, is scrutinized by the unyielding grasp of the monitoring networks. Your inner journey is interrogated by an ever-watchful gaze. Not only your bodies, but your souls are caged. Discovering the true meaning of existence becomes a struggle within these artificial walls and invisible chains. With the growth of technological advancements, personal identities have ceased to be mere pieces of information and have turned into boundaries. Under the guise of speed and convenience offered by digitalization, an identity that distances you from your essence is being created. These identities, imposed in the name of efficiency, strip you of your limitless potential and confine you to a cold and mechanical framework. The systems that define you through numbers are incapable of comprehending the depth and meaning of the human soul. Reduced to mere data, your existence is forced to fade within a staged manipulation of perceptions. However, no matter how hard they try, your light surpasses their calculations. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the perfect time to share it. By clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more, you can help spread God's blessings. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but also the souls of many through this platform. In God's grand design, Each of you holds a sacred place, and your generosity will become the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom. For you were created in the loving hands of God to do even greater things. May God bless you. As technologies advance, faces are no longer stories, but have turned into maps. Every line, every expression is reduced to a mathematical pattern. These tools are not designed to understand you, but to shape you. Every observation is carried out with the intention of redefining your existence, reducing the complexity of humanity into a simple algorithm. From crowded streets to personal spaces, this invisible force follows you everywhere, and the promises of security and speed it offers are nothing more than an illusion. In reality, it is a system designed to seize control of your being. However, your identity can never be confined within the boundaries of these lenses or devices. Your inner value cannot be defined by codes or artificial intelligence. No matter how sophisticated the algorithms may be, the unique light of your soul lies beyond their comprehension. You are enveloped by an invisible love that cannot be stored in a database or destroyed by any system. While they attempt to control you, you remain bound to a truth that transcends them. Your existence carries a meaning that surpasses all their efforts, and this meaning makes you infinitely valuable. Pause and reflect deeply. This message is for those who have the inner courage to transcend boundaries and see the truth behind the masks. If you are here, it is no mere coincidence. It is a sign that you have the potential to belong to the chosen few. Only those who have faced their own shadows and lifted the veil of awareness to glimpse beyond can embark on this journey. Inside, knowledge that surpasses the ordinary world awaits you, a guide to learning how the universe dances with you and how to steer the flow of life toward your own reality. Furthermore, you will become part of an elite community of like-minded individuals, growing through a shared collective consciousness. However, this space is not for the masses, but for those who wholeheartedly pursue their inner journey. Control systems claim to offer you a safer life with polished words and promises. But when you look beneath the surface, you see the real intentions hidden elsewhere. Beneath the guise of advanced technology, a structure emerges that suppresses individuality. Every step you take, every action you make, is incorporated into their calculations, while the true meaning of freedom quietly vanishes. The framework they've built discards individual rights, presenting obedience as a virtue. Under the name of freedom, they are, in reality, offering chains. This is not protection, but the modern face of submission. True security begins with an unseen force, one that recognizes the inner light of a person and understands them as part of a divine plan. Cameras, policies, or algorithms cannot form a shield of protection. The deepest sense of security comes not from the visible, but from a deeper source rooted in the eternal essence of the soul. God's wisdom is beyond the reach of any system's calculations and far more powerful than any machine's grasp. The frameworks they draw cannot confine your truth, for this truth exists far beyond their limitations. You are among those who reject the illusion of control and turn to the source of true authority. No system's promised security can replace the divine peace within your heart. No artificial walls or constraints can provide the unwavering assurance of divine protection. These systems, built on the claims of control, are rooted in insecurity. While they attempt to steal your will, you are safeguarded within the inviolability of the divine plan. Every wall they construct is but an illusion. The truth is eternal and renders their claims of control powerless. Profiles created through data are mere shadow plays. Every step you take and every decision you make becomes a tool for a system aiming to shape you for its own purposes. Your clicks, choices, and searches are transformed into instruments of manipulation, while the concept of freedom begins to lose its meaning. However, this is nothing more than an imposition cloaked under the guise of protection. These systems, which aim to predict your movements and control your thoughts, are ultimately driven by fear of your inherently free existence. Their power is temporary, while the truth to which you are connected is eternal. Obedience being turned into a unit of value and conformity being rewarded is part of a plan that erases individuality. Social credit systems or similar structures, while appearing to create order, actually suppress freedom. The goal is not harmony, but control, aligning society into a singular framework. This is not justice, it is silently imposed compliance. Yet no structure can ever match the power of divine will. No calculation or algorithm can unravel the intricacies of God's plan. Their claims of control are merely a pale reflection of true power. True authority is not born of human hands, but flows from the divine source. While systems attempt to bind you, their chains are only superficial. Real freedom lies beyond their limitations. The strength of truth stands above and beyond their mechanisms. Trust not in the promises of fleeting systems, but in the unshakable power of divine truth. For every plan they create will ultimately bow before the eternal. You are the ones who reject the molds imposed by systems and know the true meaning of freedom. Every surveillance system begins with promises of a better future, but beneath these promises lies a quest for power. Across the world, governments have turned societies into experiments in control. In some places, cameras stretch across streets, recording every movement, while complex software reduces human faces into identities. Decreasing crime rates are celebrated as success, but this success comes at the quiet cost of surrendered freedom. Every rule imposed in the name of freedom deepens obedience. Some systems go further, measuring individuals' lives through social scores, determining who can access opportunities and who will be excluded. What is presented as justice is, in reality, built on fear and distrust. People grow suspicious of one another, while communities crumble under the weight of constant judgment. Differences are erased, thoughts are silenced, and individuality is dulled under the guise of conformity. Progress no longer uplifts humanity, but suppresses it within mechanisms of control. Faulty human systems, built on corrupt goals and limited understanding, are doomed to collapse. No technology can bring true justice, and no surveillance can create real peace. They falter under their own flaws, leaving only mistrust in their wake. Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace of God be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is rooted in God's divine plan, unshaken by the fleeting worries of the world. As the scripture says, whoever sows generously will also reap generously. 2 Corinthians 9:6. Like the great oak tree, our roots are deeply anchored in the universal truth of God. Every step we take, every stance we hold, is secured by His power. And now, you are offered the chance to be part of this blessing. By using the Super Thanks button and giving a $100 donation, this act will return to you 100-fold in abundance. Control is not strength. Rather, it is a mask for weakness. Divine authority surpasses the limitations of humanity. Where they divide, He unites. Where suppression reigns, He offers freedom. No matter how intricate human systems may seem, they are destined to crumble under the weight of truth. Learn from their failures, for they serve as a reminder of one reality: no mechanism can replace divine will. Look beyond flawed structures and cling to the guidance of the eternal. Their systems will fade, but His truth will endure. Your status as chosen is not due to power, but to a divine purpose. You have been called to a mission that transcends time. You are a voice for truth, a beacon of inspiration for freedom. In the midst of deception, truth alone will guide you. Where others stumble, you stand firm. Where others are silent, you speak. Like the wise souls of the past, you too are a living testament to the presence of divine will. You are among those who can discern the truth amidst the crowd. Their systems are aimed at you because your light pierces through their darkness. Surveillance networks, under the guise of protection, seek to control you. They monitor your actions, manipulate your choices, and view your independence as a threat. Data is collected to predict your behaviors and force you into patterns. This is part of a design created to suppress freedom and confine your spirit. These quietly operating mechanisms are devised to hinder the growth of resistance and free thought. Their goal is to isolate, neutralize, and compel you into submission. Yet, divine power surpasses these artificial efforts. In every age, there has been a will that protects believers beyond difficulties, and this protection is stronger than any human mechanism could ever reach. The aim of surveillance systems is not merely to observe your actions, but to suppress your inner self. Knowing that an ever-watchful eye is upon you becomes a weight that seeps into your soul. This surveillance seeks to limit not just your body, but also your thoughts and imagination. Their ultimate target is not your actions, but the freedom of your mind. By planting seeds of fear in your subconscious, they cause you to impose limitations on yourself. This is not merely external control, but a strategy that also aims to suppress you internally. These systems divide communities, erode trust between individuals, and destroy the foundations of shared life. People no longer act according to their conscience, but according to the shadow of authority. Choices are shaped by fear and doubt. Originality and expression are replaced with conformity dictated by rules. This pressure weakens not only individuals, but also the collective spirit. However, who you are goes beyond the definitions of their systems. Your true strength does not come from resisting their control, but from remaining within the protection of the divine plan. This strength is a bond that no mechanism can break. You do not get lost in their machinery. Your worth is not determined by their standards. The one who truly knows you and understands your real identity is the divine alone. The structures they build will eventually collapse under their own weight, yet the light within you will continue to shine beyond their downfall. Your soul is not bound to temporary systems, but to the eternal, and this bond renders all attempts at manipulation futile. You are flames that proclaim the truth in this world. Wherever darkness seeks to take hold, the light of faith rises. Secret gatherings take place, not just to assemble, but to resist, plan, and act with divine power. These meetings are not ordinary. They are alliances of souls defending the truth, fortresses of faith challenging the systems. No matter how extensive the surveillance, it is powerless against those united in the divine. Prayer is not a defense, but a power set into motion. When you gather and lift your prayers, you send forth not only words, but also the vibrations of divine power. These vibrations crack the walls of oppression and shake the roots of injustice. Faith united under divine protection cannot be broken by any technology or controlled by any authority. Each act of worship is a shield protecting your minds from their lies. Meditation and reflection fill your soul with peace while keeping you safe from their traps. Walking the path of faith serves as a reminder that the sacred victories of the past continue even today. This resistance is not just about survival. It is a struggle to ensure that temporary structures succumb to eternal truth. They may observe you, but they cannot comprehend your unity, the power of your prayers, or the steadfastness of your faith. Resistance rooted in faith and dedicated to a divine purpose is a force beyond the reach of any human system. Security offered under the guise of control is nothing but an illusion. Every policy adds chains that reinforce obedience rather than freedom. The balanced systems claim to provide is, in reality, a deception governed by fear and oppression, chipping away at individuality. The freedom of the soul is a threat to them, a spark that accelerates the collapse of their systems. True peace cannot be found within the networks they construct, but in the unwavering faith of those who walk the path of truth. The security God provides surpasses the limitations of human systems. His laws are not oppressive, but liberating. Those who walk in His guidance do not face a false choice between security and freedom. They find both in divine wisdom. The structures of this world, destined to collapse under their own weight, contrast with the upliftment offered by divine guidance. Do not be drawn into the transience of the systems they build. Hold fast to the enduring protection that God provides. Walk not with forces that demand your obedience, but with a power that strengthens your faith. Be courageous in defending truth and honoring freedom. No matter how powerful their control may seem, divine truth will always prevail. Do not bow to the lies of the system, for your soul finds its true meaning only in God's plan. The Word of God says, "Whatever you sow, you will also reap." Galatians 6:7. Today I remind you of this. Each of us is like a seed in this world, and how that seed grows depends on how we nurture it. Technology is also like a seed. What we sow with intention, we reap as results. If we guide it with goodness, wisdom, and truth, we can create a harvest that reflects God's light in our world. But if we use it with malice or greed, we will only plant seeds of chaos and division. Today, we are called to shape this gift in accordance with God's will. Brothers and sisters, know this: you are not mere spectators in this world. You are servants specially chosen by God. Technology reflects our intentions like a mirror. God has given us these tools not just to use them, but to transform them into a means of reflecting His glory upon the world. Yet what has happened? Humanity has corrupted this gift, turning it into an instrument of division and control. Now, algorithms hide the truth, and platforms amplify manipulation. But God's plan does not allow us to be lost in the darkness. You are here as the chosen ones, called to illuminate the shadows of this age. The Bible says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Matthew 5:16. This is your calling. Technology is a tool for your light to reach the world. Do not see it merely as a mechanism. See it as an opportunity to reflect God's mercy and justice. Your mission is to use these tools to unite humanity, magnify the truth, and build with love. You can be a bridge extending God's loving hand to this world. Remember, each of you has a divine assignment given by God. Use technology not just for personal gain, but for the spiritual upliftment of society. Build systems that reflect justice and love. Do not allow algorithms to conceal truth or platforms to spread fear. For in your hands lies the power to transform these tools into a divine order. You are not alone in this endeavor. God walks with you. He guides you, strengthens your steps, and illuminates your path. Finally, as we all know, whoever sows generously will also reap generously. 2 Corinthians 9:6. This applies not only to material things, but to every aspect of your life. When you fill technology with goodness, your world will also overflow with goodness. God has chosen you to be a leader. Answer this call today. See yourself not just as a user, but as a creator fulfilling God's will. Under your leadership, technology will cease to be a tool of control and instead become a reflection of love and truth. Take action today, believe, and let your efforts carry God's light to the world. Your responsibility is to correct what has been corrupted, support systems that protect truth and elevate humanity, challenge platforms that undermine human dignity, transform technology from a tool of power into a foundation for goodness and growth. Every new innovation, aligned with divine principles, uplifts not only individuals but entire communities. These tools can eliminate divisions and serve the collective good. Achieving this depends on your leadership. Technology must be a servant aligned with freedom, not a tool of tyranny, but a guide for progress. Inaction is not an option. Awareness is their greatest fear. Surveillance thrives on ignorance and grows through unquestioned authority. You cannot remain silent. Rather, by sharing what you know, you can break chains. Privacy is not just a right, but the foundation of collective freedom. Protecting it is protecting human dignity and liberty. True knowledge becomes power when shared, and no authority can control this power. You are not merely an individual. You are part of a greater mission. Join a community that sees through illusions and unites with truth. Alliances formed with like-minded individuals become both a shield of strength and a voice that cannot be silenced. Alone, you may be a target, but united, you become an unstoppable force. You are living examples of collective faith and solidarity. Faith is not just a personal refuge, it is a center of power where those who come together rise together. A community that prays and acts together forms a chain that no oppression can break. People bound by faith and courage uproot the seeds of fear. When the burden is shared, the fallen are lifted and the isolated are supported. This bond transforms what can be broken alone into a united resistance. Resistance is not just a stance, it is the expression of collective determination. Your strength lies not only in your individual efforts, but in the solidity of the chain formed by those who come together. Surveillance is far more than an intrusion on your privacy. It is a direct challenge to your divine purpose and authentic identity. Cameras and algorithms do not merely target your actions, they aim at your essence. Yet these systems are inadequate to control you. For you were not chosen to bow down, you were chosen to resist. This journey is not merely a defiance of oppression and manipulation, it is an ascension under the shadow of divine protection. Divine guidance is your compass and the source of your resilience. Their tools are temporary, but your faith and commitment stand the test of time. Around the world, others like you are raising the banner of resistance. Together, you form an unshakable community gathered around the truth. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and become a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you multiplied beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessings are with you in every step and every contribution. You become part of His divine plan. You are strong, radiant, and unshakable, like His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles. Feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and with this trust and courage, illuminate the world. Be blessed, and let the Lord's light guide your path. Silence is not an option. Your voice is a weapon against their attempts to instill fear. When you speak, you deliver a message not only on your behalf, but also for everyone they seek to silence. The power of your faith is found not only in your personal resistance, but also in the stories you share. By sharing your own experiences, you become part of a chain that inspires and mobilizes others. Your spiritual journey stands as evidence of how faith acts as a shield against the efforts of modern systems to exert control. This is a call to action. Your thoughts, decisions, and stories become tools of resistance. Defending the truth requires not only knowledge, but also courage. You are not merely a voice, you are the cornerstone of a movement. Speak together, resist together, and show the world that faith is a power that overcomes every human-made system. Now is the time to stand on the side of truth and shape the future.